reaction to where Rayshon's situation is, and any excitement over where that seems to be?
Yeah, we're obviously going to support him. You always hope for a favorable outcome for an athlete. Love the kid, great leader, great person. So, we'll find out here more next week or so.
He has a hearing set for tomorrow, is that right?
Yeah, hearing set short time. I think it may be moved actually but it'll be within the next week.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah.
How exactly does that work for you guys? Do you guys go with him? Does he have a lawyer?
It's his situation because he's got to file it on his own behalf. You know what I'm saying? I'll obviously will support any of our athletes when they're going through anything. Obviously, something that relates to something that's very important to him. I'm going to go support him.
Coach, a lot of the guys have been talking about meshing together, working together, how it's kind of clicking for them. From your point of view, how's everything looking? How's the team coming together?
As good as it can be. That's what I would say, right? To have all new players, it's not going to win an Oscar on opening night, right? But as good as it can be considering the circumstances.
When you look at that challenge from when you first got here to now, do you think it's been easier, harder, about the same as what you thought?
I would say this: they're older, so most of the time when you have zero continuity, you look like you're just 15 random people that showed up and happen to wear the same color shirt. Since they're older guys, they do know what wins because they've been around college basketball long enough. So they do have older eyes. What I can say is that there's going to be highs and lows, but veteran players have been through this before and have been through the lows. And the response to getting to the NCAA tournament is you performing at your very best. And so I think if we all focus on how can this team reach its potential, then it gives us our best chance to reach its potential instead of thinking, all right, hey, so results oriented, we won, we lost, ship's sinking, or we won, everything's incredible, let's relax. If we can all stay positive and focus on getting better every single day, then you get yourself the best opportunity to be there at the end of the season to play for a national championship. And that's when you're in the NCAA tournament, that's what you're doing. So seniors understand that more. You've heard the saying, freshmen want to play, sophomores want to start, juniors want to score, seniors want to win. We do have a lot of upperclassmen, so I think they understand a lot what it takes to win, even though they hadn't played with each other for a very long time.
How did Ruben get onto y'all's radar, and how much more complicated is a recruiting pitch for that situation than just maybe a guy from high school around here or something like that?
Yeah. The market is so big in recruiting right now because they're allowing these players who have played professionally to come to the U.S. right now. And the overseas game, has gone to another level. They're talking about in some point in time you may have more Europeans in the NBA and internationals in the NBA than Americans. So obviously because of that, since it's growing overseas, your radar's everywhere. The SEC, let's keep it real, was the best league in the history of college basketball last year. For players wanting to play at a high level, that's intriguing. The SEC was the highest paid league in the world last year besides the NBA. So, them getting on our levels, is one thing, but these players want to be on our level, And Ruben is known in Spain, which is a basketball country, right? It's big over there, is one of the best shooters in Spain, and he's one of the best shooters in the world. So we knew about him, but he needed to find a place that fit the way he plays. And we've always been the top 10 in the country in three-point attempts, so it was an easy sell for us to try to get him here.
What's his transition been like, being a pro guy, now adjusting kind of to the college game
Yeah.
rules, and then also totally different countries?
Well, how about he hadn't gone to class in 5 years? Think about that. So we're talking to him, and he's like, how's it the adjustment? Like, just school. I've been in school in 5 years, right? So that's the funny part. And he's such a good kid, and so respectful. What a great kid. And so that's his biggest, just adjustment to that. And then, language, there's some language barriers there that he's getting used to. I think that he's a great offensive player. Probably hadn't spent a lot of time on defense. Like everybody's done defensive slides. I remember I said, all right, so anyone not done this drill? And Ruben's like, Spain, they're just trying to outscore you, right? So I think understanding like the physicality and then the defense that's going to be played at this level is probably the biggest difference. Yeah.
Good to meet you, Coach. I'm Colton.
Yeah.
How do you and this team like hold each other accountable?
Yeah, I think the biggest deal is what I said, is just focus on, not what we're trying to do, but how we can do it, right? How we're going to do this. And what are we trying to reach our potential? At this point, you got your team, you have your players, let's reach our potential. And so that's holding everyone accountable, that we work hard every day, as hard as we can possibly work, that we're unselfish. It's not about me, it's not about Ruben, it's not about Mackenzie, it's about this unit. And then I think when you do that, you have a lot of confidence when you play. And you have a lot of confidence in your group because you're not playing to win or lose. You're playing to do your best. And that will give you the best chance to win, right? And thinking long term, knowing this, like one of the things that I tell our team when we go over something, like the game plan, I always say, here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to try to do it. And guess what? It's not going to go according to plan. Here's the game plan. The game plan is not going to go according to plan. So be ready for that. Right? Well, no one is thinking about the season, thinking about missing 1 million threes in a row, but we're going to have some times that we don't make shots. We're going to have games where we may go on losing streaks. It's not always going to go according to plan. Now they're psychologically ready to recover from that. Yeah.
Coach, how about a couple more?
Coach, a lot of guys have been talking about just the shooter that Ruben is. Obviously, you recruited a guy who's a high-level shooter, but since they got here, everyone's been blown away. From a coach's perspective, have you kind of seen and joined in that sentiment? It's been outwardly almost.
Yeah, I mean, he makes 74 threes in a row. And then the next day he came back and made 73 in a row. Right? I mean, like, that's impressive. So we're not playing horse, but if we're playing horse, we'd be really good because there's other elements to the game. But it's fun to watch him, and he'll get going. Like, he'll have games where he'll make 10 threes or something crazy, and he can, and in the way we play, it can happen in a hurry.
Ruben,
Well, let's go to 37 just a little later. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Ruben mentioned as a basketball family, his dad organized tournaments, stuff like that. Is that evident in his skill set, that he came from a basketball family and an easier sell from someone who kind of knows the sport maybe globally?
High basketball IQ. I don't know totally, whether it's, coming from a basketball family or just playing it. I mean, I've coached players that have played the game since they were young, and just very high basketball IQ. It's easy for them. And it's funny because some of the players that may not have his IQ and will make not the same IQ play as you would hope for, it's funny Ruben's reaction. Like, he's just kind of laughs like, oh, wow, like can't comprehend it, So it's he's funny to watch.
When people think of your system,
Yeah.
a lot of the stats that come to mind are like 3-point percentage, steal percentage, pace of play. What's maybe an underrated stat that not enough people talk about that you think this team will be pretty good at?
Once we're getting 3-point percentage, steal rate, assists per game. We've always been top 10 in the country in assists, which leads to good scoring. I mean, we pass the ball well. Yeah, and this team the better you can shoot it, the faster you can play, and the more assists you're going to have, naturally, right? I mean, I have a lot of assists when I throw to good shooters, right? They throw to me, they're not getting assists, yeah.
Tip-off time just came out for the SEC. Do you have a preference of like what time you prefer to play at during the day?
I mean, I'm a late nighter, so hopefully at night. I don't like getting up early. That's me, but, I don't have a preference. I mean, obviously, I would go for whatever the best market is, whenever that is. I mean, I'm sure Saturday's different than Wednesday night, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
How's Mackenzie's recovery going as he's going through that process?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's on pace. Good people handling his surgery, great rehab here. He's in good spirits, which is good. We got to give him a grace period when he gets back. It'll take him a second to get to game flow.